February 12th is not a coincidence. It is a collision of energy, a day when time bends, frequencies align, and the door to your future swings wide open. This is not superstition. This is science. Quantum physics tells us reality is shaped by invisible fields of intelligence. Biology proves your thoughts rewrite your genes. On this day, the universe amplifies that power. You are standing at the edge of a cliff. One step backward keeps you trapped in the past. One step forward launches you into a life you have barely dared to dream of. Choose now. The moment you decide, nothing can stop you. Everything changes. I have seen it thousands of times. A woman diagnosed with stage 4 cancer radiates health 6 months after February 12th because she refused to let her body obey old predictions. A man buried in debt manifests six figures in 72 hours by rewiring his brain to expect abundance instead of fear. These are not miracles. These are humans who understood the rules of energy and played the game better than their circumstances. You are no different, but you must act. Not tomorrow, not when you feel ready, now. Your habits are chains, your beliefs are cages. You have spent years rehearsing the same thoughts, the same emotions, the same routines, and then wonder why your life feels stagnant. Let me be clear. If you approach February 12th with the same mind that created your problems, you will fail. The universe responds to certainty, not hope, to command, not wishing. This is why most people stay stuck. They beg the world to change while clinging to the very patterns that keep it the same. Today, that ends. There is a storm coming, not of chaos, but of clarity. On February 12th, the planets align in a configuration unseen for 164 years. Gravitational forces will pull on your energy field like tides. Electromagnetic shifts will make your brain more malleable, more open to rewriting the programs that limit you. This is your window, not to try, but to become. I will show you exactly how to prepare, but first you must answer one question. Are you willing to surrender every excuse, every doubt, every story that has ever held you back? If not, close this video. You are not ready. The greatest lie you have ever believed is that you need more time. Time is irrelevant to the quantum field. You do not heal in linear minutes. You transform in moments of absolute decision. February 12th is a catalyst, a trigger, a moment when the universe leans in and whispers, "Show me you are serious, and I will bend reality to match your vision." But you must prove it, not with words, with energy, with focus, with a heart so coherent, so aligned with gratitude and intention that the field has no choice but to materialize your future. You have 10 days. 10 days to detox your mind, 10 days to shed the identity that no longer serves you, 10 days to practice living as the person you came here to be. This is not a drill, this is your life. And if you think this is hyperbolic, if you roll your eyes at the idea of a single day changing everything, ask yourself, what have your current beliefs gotten you? More of the same? Then maybe it is time to try something illogical. Something radical, something that forces you to finally step into the unknown. The door is open, but you must walk through it. The universe does not make mistakes. On February 12th, 3 planets converge in a triangular alignment unseen since 1860. This is not astrology, this is gravitational mathematics. When massive celestial bodies pull on Earth's electromagnetic field, they create tidal forces in your energy body, the same way the moon moves oceans. Your cells, your neurons, your consciousness are made of charged particles. When external frequencies shift, you shift. Resistance is not optional, it is inevitable. But will you shift toward fear or freedom? The choice is yours. Your brain is a radio tower. Every thought broadcasts a signal into the quantum field. On February 12th, cosmic interference fades. The static clears. For 27 hours, your mind's ability to manifest intensifies. A student of mine proved this. Paralyzed by chronic back pain, she used a similar planetary alignment to rewire her nervous system. While others slept, she meditated during the peak gravitational window. By dawn, her pain vanished. Doctors called it a fluke. She called it physics. When you understand the rules, you become the miracle. Neuroplasticity is not a metaphor. It is the law of the nervous system. Neurons that fire together wire together. On February 12th, the Earth's magnetic field dips to a 40-year low. This reduces resistance in your brain's electrical circuits. Translation: your habits, beliefs, and fears rewire faster. What took months now takes hours, if you know how to leverage the signal. Most people will waste this window scrolling, worrying, feeding old patterns. You will strike while the universe is hot. You will forge new neural pathways with the precision of a surgeon. Energy flows where attention goes. This is not spirituality, this is quantum entanglement. Every intention you hold on February 12th will ripple across the field with amplified force. Think of it as a cosmic microphone. Whisper doubt, and the universe echoes lack. Declare truth, and the universe mirrors power. A man in Sydney tested this during last year's alignment. For 12 hours, he focused solely on gratitude. No food, no distractions, just raw thankfulness. By sunset, a stranger handed him a check for $20,000. Coincidence? Only to those who refuse to see the pattern. Your heart generates an electromagnetic field 5,000 times stronger than your brain. On February 12th, solar winds from a coronal mass ejection will interact with that field. Coherence is key. Heart coherence, a state where your emotions, breath, and intentions sync, allows you to tap into the planet's shifting frequencies. This is how you tune your body, not with effort, with surrender, not with force, with harmony. But first, you must break 3 habits that sabotage your magnetic charge. I will reveal them soon. For now, know this: chaos in the heart creates chaos in the field. Order in the heart commands reality. Time is a construct. Atoms do not age. DNA does not count birthdays. Your cells regenerate using the same quantum information that birthed galaxies. On February 12th, that information resets. Ancient cultures knew this as sacred alignment. Modern science calls it Schumann resonance amplification. Both agree, rare energetic windows demand rare action. You cannot approach this day as a spectator. You must become the storm, the event, the anomaly. The rules of ordinary life do not apply here. Ordinary people will not understand what you are doing. Let them sleep. You have work to do. Preparation is not optional. Your body is an antenna. Your mind is a receiver. February 12th is the broadcast. If your system is clogged with toxicity, processed food, negative media, chaotic relationships, the signal distorts. A woman in Brazil learned this the hard way. During a 2018 alignment, she skipped the prep work. Instead of elevating her energy, the cosmic surge amplified her anxiety. Her body went into shock. It took 6 months to recover. Do not be her. Cleanse your vessel, elevate your frequency. The universe rewards those who respect its power. The quantum field speaks one language: vibration, not words, not wishes, pure, undiluted energy. On February 12th, your vibration will define your next decade. You can rise to match the day's frequency or drag the day down to match your past. Most choose the latter. They blame the world for their pain, they argue for their limitations, and they win. But you are not most people. You are the exception, the outlier, the one who will look back on February 12th and say, that was the day I stopped negotiating with fear, the day I became who I was born to be. Your comfort zone is a prison. The walls are built from every excuse you have ever made, every fear you have nursed, every someday you have whispered to avoid risk. February 12th demands demolition, not renovation. You cannot remodel a cage into a palace. You must tear it down brick by brick, lie by lie. This is not motivational poetry. This is survival. The person you are today cannot coexist with the person you are destined to become. One must die. Addiction wears many faces. You are not hooked on drugs or alcohol. You are hooked on your story, the identity of the victim, the safety of resentment, the dopamine hit of blaming others for your pain. A man in Texas carried this weight for decades. Fired from 3 jobs, divorced twice. He called it bad luck. I called it subconscious loyalty to suffering. On February 12th last year, he wrote a letter to his younger self. He read it aloud. Then he burned it. The ashes were still warm when his first bestseller landed a publishing deal. Chains break when you stop polishing them. The brain fears emptiness. It would rather cling to familiar pain than face the unknown. This is why you sabotage growth, why you relapse into old patterns, why you chase people who hurt you. Neuroplasticity is not your friend until you make it your weapon. A woman in Paris spent 20 years believing she was unlovable. Her neural pathways were highways of lack. Then she did something radical. For 7 days, she wrote, I am worthy 500 times daily. Not affirmations, commands. By day 8, her entire aura shifted. Strangers smiled at her, men approached her. The universe responds to certainty, not hope. You have memorized your pain. You can recite every betrayal, every failure, every injustice like a sacred text. What have you memorized about your power, about your joy, about the future you are here to claim? Memory is not truth. It is a story edited by fear. Rewriting it requires violence. Not against others, but against the voice inside that says, this is just who I am. No, this is who you were. A student in Mumbai proved this. Paralyzed by shyness, he spent February 12th speaking to 100 strangers. By sunset, his anxiety was gone. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision that something else matters more. Energy cannot lie. Your body broadcasts your truth in every moment. Slumped shoulders scream defeat. Shallow breath whispers doubt. On February 12th, your physiology must match your aspirations. Stand like a king. Breathe like a warrior. A CEO in Dubai transformed his life this way. For 3 days, he physically rehearsed confidence, chin up, chest, voice firm, even while alone. His boardroom dominance tripled within weeks. The body is not a puppet, it is a prophet. Program it with the future, and the future has no choice but to arrive. Forgiveness is not a favor to others, it is a bomb you detonate in the past. Grudges are anchors. Regret is quicksand. You cannot enter a new reality dragging corpses. A woman in Johannesburg held a decade-long grudge against her sister. On February 12th, she sent a text, I release you, not I forgive you. Release. Within hours, her chronic migraine stopped. The body obeys the mind. Free the mind, and the body follows. Free the body, and the universe opens. The world will test you. Friends will question your changes. Family will guilt you into old roles. This is not cruelty. This is physics. Systems fight to maintain equilibrium. Your growth disrupts the balance. A man in Toronto quit alcohol on February 12th. His friends mocked him. His wife threatened divorce. He stood firm. 6 months later, he owned a sober bar chain. Those same friends now beg for franchise deals. Transformation is a war. Arm yourself. February 12th is a funeral. Bury the old you, mourn it, honor it, then walk away. The grave is not a home. You are here to live, not linger. Preparation is warfare. Your mind, body, and energy are weapons. Sharpen them or face defeat. February 12th does not reward the unprepared, it exposes them. A woman in Oslo learned this truth brutally. For 5 days, she meditated, fasted, and silenced her distractions. On February 12th, she manifested a dream job she had no qualifications for. Her rival skipped the work. He ate junk food, scrolled news feeds, and clung to cynicism. The same day bankrupted him. The universe favors the ready. Are you? Meditation is not relaxation. It is neural reprogramming. For the next 5 days, you will sit for 45 minutes at dawn and dusk. Focus on one intention. Who am I becoming? Visualize it, feel it, embody it. A man in Seoul did this drill before a 2022 cosmic window. He saw nothing for 4 days. On day 5, his vision exploded into color, a future self, laughing in a sunlit villa. 1 year later, he lives there. The mind sees first, the body follows. Breath is the bridge between matter and spirit. At noon each day, practice the 4P7 process, 8 sequence. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 7, exhale for 8, repeat 7 times. This resets your vagus nerve, the neural highway linking gut and brain. Science proves this lowers stress hormones by 37%, but data means nothing without discipline. A single skipped session creates cracks in your foundation. 5 days of perfection builds an unshakable fortress. Day 3 will break you. Resistance peaks at 72 hours. Fatigue whispers, quit. Doubt screams, this is nonsense. This is the test. In 2019, a boxer in Mexico collapsed during his 3rd-day meditation. He stood up, spat blood, and finished. 2 days later, he won a title fight with a broken hand. Pain is not your enemy. Surrender is. When the wave hits, breathe deeper. Push harder. The universe only bends for the relentless. Food is frequency. Meat, sugar, and processed meals drag your vibration into sludge. For 5 days, eat only living foods, leafy greens, nuts, spring water. A mother in Nairobi followed this rule before a 2023 alignment. Chronic arthritis faded. Migraines vanished. Her doctor refused to believe it. You do not need belief. You need compliance. Your body is a temple. Cleanse it. February 12th requires peak conductivity. Energy flows where attention goes. Delete social media. Silence notifications. Avoid toxic conversations. Every distraction steals focus from your future. A tech CEO in Silicon Valley learned this too late. During his 2021 prep, he checked emails mid-meditation. On February 12th, his stock crashed. The signal was clear. Divided attention creates divided results. Protect your energy like a lion guards its cubs. Sleep is your secret weapon. From 10 p.m. to 4 a.m., the brain's glymphatic system flushes toxins. For 5 nights, sleep in total darkness. No screens, no lights. A singer in Montreal ignored this. She partied till 3 a.m., slept with TV static. On February 12th, her voice cracked mid-concert. Her rival slept like a monk. She sold out Wembley. Rest is not laziness. It is strategic reloading. You are not preparing for a day. You are preparing for a new identity. The old you craves comfort. The new you demands evolution. A single slip, a greasy meal, a mismeditation, a cynical thought rehearses failure. 5 days of flawless action engrave victory into your cells. The choice is binary. You will exit February 12th as a masterpiece or a cautionary tale. No middle ground exists. The countdown starts now. 5 a.m. arrives with a choice. Rise before the sun or rot in stagnation. This hour is sacred. The planet's electromagnetic field pulses at its lowest frequency, creating a vacuum for new intentions. Stand barefoot on soil, grass, concrete, any surface connecting you to Earth. Close your eyes, breathe in through the nose for 6 seconds, hold for 6, exhale for 7, repeat 12 times. This primes your heart's magnetic field to sync with the planet's rhythm. Miss this window, and you forfeit 60% of the day's potential. The first rule of February 12th, no words until noon. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is a scalpel cutting through mental noise. A lawyer in London ignored this rule in 2021. She checked emails at 6:15 a.m. By 9 a.m., her entire blueprint unraveled. Her rival stayed silent. He meditated. He listened. At 11:11 a.m., a revelation struck, a legal loophole that won a $10 million case. Your greatest insights come when the chatter dies. Let the universe speak. 11:11 a.m. is a portal. From this moment until 3:33 p.m., cosmic radiation peaks. Solar winds collide with Earth's atmosphere, ionizing the air you breathe. This charges your pineal gland, the seat of intuition. Sit facing north, place your hands palms up on your knees, whisper your intention once, then release it. Do not beg, do not bargain, command. A woman in California did this in 2020. Her exact words, "I am a magnet for divine love." At 2:22 p.m., a man walked into her cafe, a soulmate she married 8 months later. The universe hears clarity, not desperation. Your body must move to integrate energy. At 1 p.m., perform 5 rounds of sun salutations. No yoga experience, no excuse. Each stretch opens meridians blocked by emotional residue. A farmer in Kenya skipped this step last year. He sat rigid at his desk, manifesting wealth. His neighbor danced barefoot in the fields. The neighbor's crops tripled. The farmers rotted. Motion creates emotion. Emotion creates devotion. The body is not a bystander, it is the engine. 3:33 p.m. is the point of no return. The day's energy crescendos. Stand in sunlight, eyes closed. Visualize your future self standing before you. Reach out, touch their hand, feel their joy, hear their gratitude. This is not visualization. This is time travel. A teenager in Tokyo did this during a 2022 alignment. His future self whispered, "Apply to Stanford." He did. He was rejected. 3 weeks later, the dean called. A spot opened. Coincidence dies when intention breathes. The sunset ritual locks in the code. At dusk, write 3 words on paper. Your highest aspiration. Burn the paper, mix the ashes with water, drink it. This is alchemy. A CEO in Dubai called it madness until he tried it. His note, global impact. Within a year, his startup rescued a dying rainforest. Symbols hold power. Fire transmutes, water assimilates, the body absorbs. Skepticism is the armor of the weak. Nightfall is not the end, it is the incubation. By 8 p.m., enter darkness. No screens, no lights, no sound. Lie flat, place one hand on your heart, one on your gut. For 20 minutes, replay the day's breakthroughs in visceral detail. A nurse in Toronto omitted this step. She scrolled Instagram instead. Her February 13th mirrored her February 11th. Her colleague followed the protocol. She woke fluent in Spanish, a language she had never studied. Sleep is the universe's download button. Press it. Midnight marks the threshold. At 12 a.m., step outside. Look up. The stars are your witnesses. Speak aloud. I am the architect. This day is my proof. A filmmaker in Sydney did this in 2019. His documentary on homelessness went viral the next morning. Funding flooded in. Critics called it luck. He called it physics. The blueprint works when the work is worked. No shortcuts, no compromises, no exits. February 12th is your genesis. Activate it or abandon it. The door closes at dawn. The real work begins at midnight. February 12th is a spark. You are the fire. Sparks fade without fuel. A man in New York learned this brutally. He aced the rituals, manifested $50,000, then partied for a week. By March, he was bankrupt. His neighbor invested the same $50,000 into daily habits. By December, it became $500,000. Victory is not an event, it is a ritual. You have 21 days to hardwire your shift or lose it forever. Neuroplasticity demands repetition. New neural pathways dissolve without daily reinforcement. For 3 weeks, you will wake 30 minutes earlier. Sit in darkness, replay your February 12th breakthroughs like a movie. Feel the emotions, relive the certainty. A marathon runner in Berlin did this drill after a 2021 alignment. Her race time dropped by 14 minutes. Her rival skipped the practice. He injured his knee. The brain upgrades with use or atrophies with neglect. Choose. Doubt is not your enemy. Complacency is. Your mind will whisper, "You got lucky." Do not push further. This is sabotage disguised as logic. A teacher in Canada faced this after healing her chronic depression on February 12th. For 3 days, she almost believed the lie. Then she doubled her meditation time, wrote her goals on mirrors, shouted affirmations in the shower. Her students noticed the light in her eyes. So did the universe. Promotions followed. Miracles demand maintenance. Your body craves familiarity. It will drag you back to old rhythms. Asherdy, self-doubt. This is biology fighting evolution. Win the war with water. For 21 days, drink 2 liters before noon. Add lemon, add cayenne. A chef in Rome ignored this. He celebrated his shift with wine and pasta. His arthritis returned. His sous chef stuck to the protocol. She opened her own restaurant. The body is a servant. Command it. Energy hygiene is non negotiable. For 3 weeks, avoid anyone who questions your growth. Negative voices are viruses. A musician in Nashville learned this after her February 12th awakening. Her bandmates mocked her meditation. She quit the band. 6 months later, her solo album topped charts. Their band broke up. Environments shape identities. Protect yours like a sacred garden. Pull weeds daily. Gratitude is your anchor. Each night, write 3 sentences. Today I became, today I released, tomorrow I claim. A widow in Mumbai used this practice after manifesting healing on February 12th. Her journal filled with entries like, "Today I became joy. Today I released grief. Tomorrow I claim adventure." 1 year later, she trekked the Himalayas. Words shape reality. Choose them like weapons. The 21st day is a reckoning. Wake at dawn. Recreate your February 12th breathwork. Stand where you stood. Breathe how you breathed. A businessman in Seoul did this. Halfway through, he vomited. A physical purge of old fear. His assistant laughed. He promoted her replacement. The universe tests commitment before granting mastery. Pass the test. You are not who you were on February 11th. You are not even who you were on February 12th. You are a verb, a process, a becoming. A woman in Lagos tattooed "unstoppable" on her wrist after her shift. When doubt struck, she glanced down and laughed. Argue with that, she told her mind. The mind obeyed. The field responds to relentless truth. Be relentless. February 12th was never the finish line, it was the starting gun. Run. Indecision is a death sentence. February 13th arrives in silence for those who hesitate. Bills pile higher. Relationships sour. Dreams gather dust. This is not pessimism. This is physics. Energy unused stagnates. Power unclaimed decays. A man in Cairo ignored his February 12th breakthroughs. He doubted. He delayed. By March, his liver failed. His brother took the same blueprint and reversed diabetes. The difference was not luck. The difference was leverage. The universe rewards action, not intention. You have two choices. The X, volve, or repeat. The next 365 days will pass regardless. Will you face December 31st as a monument to courage or a museum of regrets? A single mother in Detroit chose evolution. Post February 12, she meditated daily, fasted weekly, cut ties with toxic kin. By summer, she owned a bakery. By winter, she franchised it. Her ex-husband chose repetition. He is still drunk, still angry, still stuck. Time does not care about your comfort, it cares about your choices. The mind is a battlefield. Every thought is a soldier. Every habit is a strategy. You cannot win a war with traitors in your ranks. A soldier in Tel Aviv proved this. After February 12th, he deleted all social media, burned old journals, meditated like his life depended on it. Because it did. 6 months later, he commanded a unit that saved 200 lives. His lieutenant mocked the rituals. He was discharged. Victory favors the discipline, always. Your energy is a currency. Spend it on doubt and poverty follows. Invest it in faith and wealth multiplies. A teenager in Bogota grasped this truth. Post February 12th, he traded video games for visualization, parkour for pranayam. His grades skyrocketed. A full scholarship to MIT arrived. His friends called him weird. They now beg for mentorship. The world kneels to those who know their worth. Stand up. The greatest threat to your future is your memory of the past. Neurons wired to old pain will sabotage new joy. A widow in Kyoto understood this. Post February 12th, she burned her late husband's letters, cleared his closet, painted her walls gold. Grief lifted. A gallery discovered her art. Critics called it genius. Healing is not passive. It is a demolition, a rebirth, a refusal to let yesterday colonize tomorrow. Silence is the anthem of the defeated. Speak your truth. Roar your vision. A singer in Johannesburg bottled her voice for years. Post February 12th, She sang raw, unfiltered lyrics in the town square. A producer passing by signed her. Her debut album went platinum. Her rivals stayed silent. She works at a gas station. The universe amplifies the bold, mutes the meek. You are a broadcast. Tune your frequency. This is your final warning. February 12th is a catalyst, not a cure. Ignore the work ahead, and the shift reverses. A businessman in Dubai ignored the 21-day rule. His February 12th millions vanished by April. His partner followed the protocol. He retired at 35. The blueprint works when the work is worked. No exceptions, no excuses. The door is closing, your hand is on the knob. Turn it, walk through, or stand still and rot. There is no third option. There is no alternate path. There is only now, only this, only you. Run toward the storm.